Is I'm a Behemoth, an S-rank monster, but mistaken for a cat I live as an elf girl's pet, worth your time? Join me and find out.
That man and his manga.
Hello and welcome to That Man. That is my merchandise and welcome back to Monster Girl Month. That's right, the month all about Monster Girls and Monster Girls series. And today I have yet another light novel for you guys. That's right, I have once again scoured the internet for Monster Girl related light novels and picked an absolute doozy. Or at least that's what my intention was. Today we're looking at I'm a Behemoth, an S-rank monster but mistaken for a cat I live as an elf girl's pet. Yeah. So, long-winded title aside, I'm going to now know this as I'm a Behemoth because, yeah, this is an interesting title. So, when I look at light novels and the isekai genre on a whole, I often feel like it's mislabeled. I often feel like it gets a bit of a bad time. A lot of people whinge about isekai and light novels as a whole being uninspiring. And this one, yeah, this one pretty much fits that bill. Now, I don't really want to get too laboured into this because it's a series that I can safely say that I have read. So, I'm a Behemoth tells the story of a knight who is reborn in another world as a behemoth. That's right, one of the final, most powerful monsters in a lot of JRPGs. Unless you're Breath of Fire, and then it was one of the first ones, and that's the one that always sticks in my mind for some reason. An S-rank monster, a monster that can destroy cities as an absolute threat to humanity. That's right, this knight is reborn as one of them. And, of course, in true isekai fashion, they are reborn at the bottom of what is probably the final dungeon. They fight their way up, they fight some monsters, they get the skills from them monsters, and they come across a dragon. This is Slime Isekai. This is the opening from Slime. Yeah, these can you kind of already see straight away that we're kind of delving into familiar territory here? That's right. So, after a conversation with an attack with an earth dragon, the Behemoth tries to escape. However, they are really weak. They're the lowest of the low, and a beautiful elf girl mistakes the Behemoth as a kitty cat. That's right, and thus ecchi shenanigans ensue. I know I've mentioned this in the past a few times with ecchi series that sometimes they feel to be bogged down in either too much plot or not enough plot. This one is certainly a weird one because it's an ecchi. It really wants to be an ecchi. However, it's absolutely desperately trying to shoehorn in an adventure story, and it doesn't really know what it wants to be. Now, I found with this particular title, when it got to the ecchi, it was absolutely cheesy. It was absolutely ridiculous. But it was somewhat enjoyable. It was, like we said, an ecchi series. The girl walks around with this tiny cat sandwiched between her boobs. Yeah, this is... I don't know what it was. The whole time I was looking for it, I was just like, there must be some giant boobs that have a cat sandwiched in between them. But when it kind of did stuff like that, it kind of made sense. You could tell the artist was having a lot of fun with the whole of the story at this point. The cat, well, he's vowed to be a stout knight to protect the elf girl at whatever cost. And the elf girl considers the cat to be, well, a pet. So she's got to protect the little kitty. And, of course, this ensues with lots of ecchi related moments, such as the time when the night cat or the cat manages to sleep with the girl, or gets in the bath with the girl, or sees the girl naked, or sees her from a viewpoint. And If this was a manga, I probably would have gotten a little bit more of what the artist was trying to go with. In fact, this is a manga. I picked up the light novel thinking that the light novel would be the better choice between the two, and yeah. One thing leads to another, and we move away from ecchi stuff to have adventure and stuff. That's right. Because the elf girl is an adventurer and she has to go on quests to do this and that and earn money, but she's a nice elf girl because she helps the poor children and she helps a tiger girl, and yeah, I had no interest in the adventure part. As you guys are aware, I absolutely love a lot of isekai series and I love them for their adventure parts. But this just kind of felt like the adventure and stuff was getting in the way of what the artist, what the writer really, really wanted to cover. Of course, there was the other elephant in the room in the fact that the cat starts harbouring feelings for the elf girl. And the elf girl starts harbouring feelings for the cat. Yeah, we slip into bestiality territory here, and that was probably the point of the manga, well, the light novel, where I kind of just went, yeah, I genuinely don't think I'll be picking up any more volumes. And I feel like this is a common trend in a lot of people, because from what I understand, there's a second volume of this out in November, and even Japan dropped it. That's right. So this is, it feels like another light novel in which it was dropped before it was released over in the West. And I'm not going to lie, this entire story, this entire series reminded me of another series that I really, really enjoyed. However, once it kind of stopped getting more releases, I forgot about it. And it rests at the bottom of my shelf, waiting for another volume. And that is Reborn as a Vendor Machine, I Now Wander the Dungeon. A lot of the stuff in Vendor Machine felt very much repeated in this. I don't know if it was the fact that it was a strange creature, obviously in this case a cat versus a vendor machine, being picked up and carried around by a big boobed, ecchi girl, and then seeing the world around it, and then other girls getting involved and being like, oh, it's a vendor machine, it's a cat. And yeah, I just kind of felt that I was like, I'd rather just reread Vendor Machine than read this. Now, this is not a bad light novel by any means necessary. It is not a terrible series. It's just kind of bland. There's nothing really interesting coming out of it, and like I said, the ecchi parts of it is really what the writer wanted to be doing. You could tell that, and they just shoehorned an adventure story in to kind of keep things going, to keep things moving forwards. I'm probably not going to pick up volume 2, but I would recommend it if you just want an ecchi series. For an ecchi series, an ecchi light novel, the ecchi parts were pretty decent, and I'm not going to lie, it was a rather quick read. I got through the entire thing in around a day or two, a day and a half, and to be fair, that is rather quick compared to a lot of other light novels out there. It's a very easy read, a very, how should we say it, one that maybe if you've got a few bigger series ongoing, you kind of just want a palate cleanser to change things up, I would really recommend I'm a Behemoth, because I'm not reading that full title. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think of this series in the comments if you have checked it out. And check out some other videos. It's Monster Girl month, so we do have some more Monster Girl series on their way. We've got got some interesting bigger Monster Girl series upcoming very shortly, but I'll see you on them. Remember to like, consider subscribing, and I will see you next time. See you later.